This episode of Atlanta Unplugged was sponsored by Studio ATL. Go to studioatl.com for more information. Welcome back, Atlanta, to another exciting episode of Atlanta Unplugged. I'm your host, Steve Paul, and we're about to get into another dope discussion with a creative-minded individual right here going by the name of Deonte Bolden. What's up? What's happening, man?
Thank you for having me. I appreciate the introduction. Everything is good. Just staying positive and staying safe out here in these streets.
Good. Yes, indeed. So you're a writer, you're an actor, screenwriter.
Yeah.
I mean, you ran down a whole list of things of what you are, and you consider yourself a creative.
Yeah, I consider myself an inspirational creative.
Inspirational creative, yes,
I
that's
do
right.
it all. Filmmaker, playwright, host. I have my own podcast called DNA Podcast, which is an inspirational podcast where we get together as young Christians and discuss, our highs and lows and our struggles. I think people have a negative connotation of what a Christian is. It's that we're perfect, but we're imperfect. We're just striving for perfection each day. And I have my own award show that I launched this year called the Boldin Awards. I'm an author of Purpose Veins, which we'll be getting into today. And just doing a lot of different things. Just want to get my voice out there and be heard and tell my story.
Okay, that sounds good, man. And that's like a real good, catchy name for an awards. The Boldin Awards. That's
Yes.
What's the origins of the name?
So the Boldin Awards, of course, is based on my last name. I always love my last name because I love bold, and I'm about making bold moves in the industry. And it's going to be an award show where boldness meets greatness. It's going to be an award ceremony where we acknowledge inspirational artists who are making big and bold moves while achieving excellence and success. It's 17 nomination categories, and we just want to bring people together to collaborate and, congratulate and celebrate one another instead of looking at each other's competition. Oftentimes I went to these award shows and people are just so stuck up and everybody's just into themselves. But it's great to be in an environment where people are bringing inspirational messages and also inspiring each other and encouraging each other in a setting, So I'm excited about it. It's going to launch next year. So.
Man, that sounds good. It's almost like appreciating those that are actually getting out there doing something.
Absolutely.
and making progress and encouraging the positivity more.
Absolutely.
That's what that sounds like, and I like that. So have you had the awards yet, or
no? It's gonna debut 10/22, so October the 22nd of 2022. With COVID, I just didn't want to do it right now. Plus, this year I thought of the idea of last year, but this year we're looking for nominations and seeing what people are doing in 2021 and the moves that they're making, and then we want to nominate people by the end of the year, and we will have our celebration next year. So I found my host based on Clubhouse, talking to a girl. So I'm just making networks and connections, networking with different people and seeing who I want to, celebrate.
So is it only Christian based, or is it for everybody?
No, it's not only Christian based, and it's an inspirational award show, but we want to acknowledge people because even though you may not be a Christian, you may have content that provides a positive message for people and an inspirational message. So it doesn't have to necessarily be Christian content. We're celebrating everyone as long as you have, positivity and you're all about encouraging through your arts and creativity, then you will be considered for a Boldin Award. So
okay. Who else do you have involved in it? Do you have any sponsors yet or anything like that?
No, we're still in the early process. We're also opening up doors for vendor opportunities for people to come in and sell things. So it's still in the early stages, but we're working on it. So hopefully I can come back and talk about that again, and I'll have more, information as far as sponsors and things like that. But it's still in the birthing process. So. But it's coming together. The categories have been announced. We have a Facebook page where we are networking with different people. It's also on my website. And then we have the Boldin Awards that has an Instagram that's building each and every day. So just follow it, and more information is coming.
Okay, that sounds great. Is it for locals, or is it for
at first I was just going to do Atlanta based, but I'm thinking there's also nomination categories for people who are outside of Atlanta. The award ceremony will be held in Atlanta, but I'm thinking about celebrating people from all different parts of the globe. So
Cool. Hey, but we're based, so Atlanta Unplugged need to be on that list.
I'm checking it out.
Yes. And by the way, if y'all just now first tuning in, make sure that y'all like, subscribe, and comment, because we have great content here, and you'll be able to tune in and tap into great individuals like this, to where you could probably be a part of the Boldin Award. You get it?
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about yourself. Where are you from?
Well, I was born in Washington, D.C. I was raised in Virginia. After graduating high school, I took a little break. I went to college in North Carolina, but then I decided to get right into the industry because I always loved acting. So I lived in Los Angeles for about 5 years, and then I moved here in 2018 to Atlanta because I wanted to start my own production company. Because in Los Angeles, it was mostly focusing on acting, and then I was like, this is something I want to do as well, writing. And I felt like Atlanta was the place to be. I feel like I'm growing more and evolving more here. Los Angeles, it was kind of different. So yeah, that's pretty much me. I've been kind of all around, but DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia area.
Okay. So with your career, when did you get started, and what got you into it? Like, what was the time that you got bit by the creative bug?
Well, I always been an actor and a character, but it was kind of my escape because growing up, my mom and dad divorced when I was young, when I was 4 years old, and I had a brother who had a disability. He had muscular dystrophy, and I think it was kind of my outlet to get into the arts and wanting to act, to kind of escape a lot of the disadvantages I felt growing up, being a child, and I kind of suppressed a lot of emotions, and part of my outlet was creativity. So I took a lot of drama classes in high school. I didn't get the writing bug until I moved to Los Angeles, when I was actually on set acting, and I saw a lot of the things I was a part of, and I was like, man, I can do better than this. And not in a cocky way, it was just I knew that I had potential to write something great. So one of my friends, I was actually on his set, and he was like, you really need to start getting in front of the computer and writing. So after that, I started writing. I came up with a web series that I wrote like in a week, 10 episodes, and then it's called The Price of Fame, which is coming soon. And I've just been writing ever since, and next thing you know, I just started writing and creating content. So
yeah, you said some real key words in there, and one of them being outlet, having that outlet and everything, because I prescribe in that, with dealing with when you're dealing with stress, anxieties, or depression. Getting into the arts is a very, very good outlet.
It is.
So I always tell people that's one of the things when you're going through it, get into the arts, whether it's drawing, whether it's singing, dancing, whatever, you know what I mean? So so in hearing that, I know that you are in a right space in your content and why you do what you do and everything like that, because that's where a lot of, creators really draw their energy or their emotions through their arts and everything, is a lot through their upbringing and everything, what they went through.
And you're inspired by that. I feel like you can use your your pain and what you've been through in a positive way or a negative way, and I've learned how to transition that into something positive and tell my story and use what I've been through in my creativity and my stories, and it's inspired a lot of things, even books. So
right, it's therapeutic.
Yeah, it's therapeutic.
It's real therapeutic. So that's great. So let's fast forward. Now we have a book, right?
Absolutely.
We got a book, and the book is right here. And the book is titled Purpose Pains. Okay, tell us about that.
Well, Purpose Pains came from me just after my production. I did a stage production 2019 called Looking for Love in All the Wrong Places. And I just was feeling the urge to write the book. I started trying to write a book in 2017, but it didn't come together. But Purpose Pains is just basically a book where I learned how to be transparent about my own story. I lost my brother in 2006. He had muscular dystrophy. And after that, I kind of went through a depression period because I didn't a lot of my identity was wrapped into taking care of my brother and being his support system and my mom. And after my brother passed, I kind of went through my own period of identity crisis. And I really just wanted to write a book because now that I'm older, I'm 31, I realized that everything that I've been through in life was to bring me to the point of where I am now, and it helped me to push me towards my destiny. And I wanted to use a tool and a guide to help other people to overcome their painful experiences, and not see your painful experiences and disadvantages as a negative, from a negative perspective, but a positive perspective. Everything we go through is to help us to push us towards our purpose and our destiny and where we need to be. And this is after people read the Bible. Hopefully, you know, they can pick up purpose pains and feel encouraged and inspired, and realize that no matter what they go through, they can always push forward and make their dreams come true and achieve their goals and fulfill their destiny and their purpose.
Is this your first book?
Yeah, it's my first book. Yes, it's my first book. I have another one coming out in May, which is a children's book, but this is my first book.
Okay. Do you write it yourself, or do you get writers to help you?
No, I write everything myself.
Okay.
I just believe that nobody can tell your story better than you can. And for some people, maybe having other writers come on is good, but I'm very protective and kind of selfish with my work, and I want you to hear my voice and from my perspective. So everything I write. Everything I put out, I write, and create myself.
Okay. And how long did it take you to write this one?
Purpose Pains took about a good 2 to 3 months to really write. I started writing it, I think, October of 2019, and I was finished with the book by January. And then we went through the illustration process, and I was going to release the book April, but due to COVID, I felt like what a great time to put this book out. Purpose Pains. People are going through some painful, things. So we put it out March of last year, before we went on lockdown last year. I released the book, and not knowing people who are going through some trying times right now. So.
Right. How many pages?
I don't know how many pages.
You don't have.
It's about 50-some pages. It's very short. I wanted it to be short and sweet and effective. It's a 5-chapter volume. I basically break down the acronym of PAINS and what it means, and help you to see it from, like I said, a positive perspective, and help you to push you from pain into promise. So that's basically
Okay. Does the cover have any meaning with the trees and
everything? Yeah, absolutely. That's me smiling, it's showing purpose.
That's you smiling?
Yeah. And then the back is just showing like drought and kind of like pain in the back. And I love what the back symbolizes, pushing you from pain into purpose. So.
Okay. Did you have direction with that in creating the cover?
Yeah, I had an amazing guy, Anthony Page. He's one of my go-to guys for illustration. And
shout out to Anthony Page.
Yes, and my publisher, Naisha Davis. She's amazing as well.
Shout out to Naisha Davis.
She's amazing. Anytime you need a book or someone to help you to, help to tell your story, I recommend her. She's an amazing publisher, and she's helping me to publish my this book and then second book. So she's my go-to. So.
Okay. So when was the release date?
It was March. I think it was March 17th of 2020.
And how has the reception been?
It's been great. I've just been pushing it. Your book is your brand. Everywhere I go, about Purpose Pains. I've been getting great sales, great reviews on Amazon. It's also available. You can go on my website and get it. And it's just been amazing. The response, the feedback that people have been giving me, and I won an award for this book last year, a literary accomplishment
congratulations!
award at the Peach Theater Awards by Bashana DuBois. So it's been great success.
Okay. You've been gearing up for book signings and everything.
Yeah, I didn't really have an official book signing for this because of COVID, so I felt like that was a disadvantage. But I'm working on some things as well, because like I said, I have a second one, a book signing for both books. Now that we're kind of figuring this COVID thing out.
So how far do you want to go with Purpose Pains? Like what I mean by that are you just going to keep it in book format, or eventually will it go to audio? Will it go to visual?
I actually wrote a web series based off of the book, so that's already.
So that's
done.
What that 10 web series is based off?
No, so I wrote something else.
You just writing, we got.
Listen, I had a lot of time sitting in the house last year that I was writing all kinds of stuff. So I have a series called Purpose Pains, which is going to be based off the book. I haven't gotten into the audio thing, but that is another thing that I'm considering. But this will be a web series because I've just taken my own stories out of the book and put it into writing format. And so it's a web series coming soon called Purpose Pains that will be based on the book.
Okay. So let's get into your acting part. When you say that you're an actor, do you do the film, or do you do stage plays, or is it all the above?
I do all the above. I do have some film credits. Stage is where I live. I love stage. At first, I wasn't much of a stage actor because I was like, no, I just want to be in front of the camera. But stage actually helps to prepare you to be in front of the camera. There's a lot of discipline that goes with that. I've taken a break from acting because I've had so much focus on writing. But since I've been in Atlanta, I've been in quite a few things. I was actually in a play with Palmer Williams from Tyler Perry Productions. I did Christmas Carol with him at the Marietta Theater in the Square.
Cool.
So I've done quite a few things when I was in Los Angeles. I had a couple of lead roles and met some great people. So
how many plays?
Oh my God, how many plays have I done? I've done more than probably 20 plays.
Ooh, wow.
Theater is great.
What was your most favorite one?
I was the lead. I did Walter Raisin in the Sun in Los Angeles, and I've just had some fun doing a lot of great things. Christmas Carol was fun too because I had 3 roles and I was able to play 3 different people. So a lot of discipline. I love, that's my heart. But I got to get back into it because I've been doing a lot of writing and creating content, which I can't find the balance sometimes. And I'm like, well, I want to do everything, but you got to just find balance.
Right. So coming from you did most of your acting and just your creative content in LA.
Yeah, well, most of the writing and has been, I did writing in LA, but I've been focusing solely on writing since I moved here to Atlanta. I've done some acting here as well. But yeah, I mean, I've kind of just dibble and dabble and everything, but LA was more acting. I feel like in LA it's kind of competitive, and when you're trying to start out and do something, I feel like you don't get the help like I've gotten here. Like I'm doing a short film now next week called The Skin I'm In, Volume 1, Melanin Melanie, which is dealing with the issue of colorism based on a biracial woman's point of view. And it just seems like people here are more willing to hop on the project and really see the vision and want to be a part of it and help,
So you said colorism, man. We had that subject seems to keep on coming up. You know what I'm saying? Really? I think the last guest I had was talking about colorism and everything like that. You know what I mean? I speak from the light skin perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a subject that's very touchy, but I think it needs to be discussed. As a Christian content creator, I think sometimes we can get very dull in our content when we just want to focus on everything is grand and sunshines and rainbows. But I feel like God is ushering people like me to really discuss like deep-rooted issues that need to be discussed, but also bring it from a positive perspective and be real and transparent. I have a... Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
So what made you aware of the colorism? Like, what made you aware to want to speak on it?
I have friends and people that I know, and then I also see it a lot in our media and television. I get very tired of always, if we want to show beauty and we want to show the leading roles, especially in the industry, it always has to be light skin. And no disrespect to anybody, so don't think I'm being light skin with the hazel eyes and the curly hair. Like, that's all that we see beauty. But I really wanted to discuss it, and I wanted to show both sides of the spectrum of what both people go through with, and realize that we're all beautiful in our shades and who God created us to be.
And we all get knocked over the head by the baton from the police, like every other shade of color.
And we have the same struggles. Yeah, we have the same struggles.
We come from the same mama and daddy.
Right.
But that colorism, it's been going up as far as discussion and everything. That's interesting. So going back to LA and Atlanta, what do you see the differences dealing with the two elements? Because LA that's OG Hollywood. That's the original Hollywood. You know what I mean? And now it's like Black Hollywood out here. So how do you feel about that?
I mean, it's different. The people are different, like I've said before. But I feel like Atlanta is a place that you could just build and grow. I feel like LA, you have to be more established, or else you would get ran over because everybody's trying to do what you need to do. And Atlanta is becoming like that as well. But I feel like you have Atlanta, both worlds. I have like the country side of it, and then I have the industry side of it. You know, LA is just full industry, you know, and everybody wants to one up you, you know. And I'm noticing a lot of it here in Atlanta as well. But I think coming here, I've learned so much from LA that my head is like focused. And when I'm here in Atlanta, and I'm like, okay, you remind me of LA. I'm not gonna deal with you, you know. But the standards, I mean, it's starting to become a lot of the same stuff, but I feel like Atlanta is just a place where you can build, and I'm loving the connections I'm making here.
Have you been able to go to Tyler Perry's studios?
Oh, a lot of people ask me that. No, I haven't. I mean, I feel like it's coming, but I haven't physically met any.
So who would you want to work with in the industry right now?
If I can have anyone, well, one person I would love to have in a film of mine, and I feel like I would die happy if I could cast him into my production, is Forrest Whitaker. I love Forrest Whitaker. I think he's an amazing actor and talented. I love Michael B. Jordan. I love Angela Bassett. I love Tom Hanks. Different people. So yeah, those are kind of my top 4 people. I was like, I would die happy if I get one of them, at least in a production of mine. But I've been blessed to work with some amazing people. And
now, did you see Coming to America 2?
I haven't yet. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's good to keep the memory of the first one.
Okay.
But it's everybody has their own taste.
I've heard mixed reviews. Most people were like, people were too hard on people. People were too hard on the movie, and then I heard some people was just like, oh, it was just whack. So I was like, I'll give it a chance and watch it. But we'll see.
Okay. So through all your experiences and everything, what is it that you would share with those that are coming up behind you? The little boy coming up in the creative world, the little girl coming up in the creative world. What would you give them to help them on their success, on their rise up?
Well, one, you have to have tough skin and you have to believe in yourself. Don't wait for someone to validate you when that's already apparent, when God created you. I think the thing that I've learned, and I would give advice to anyone, is to build your own table. Sometimes we wait for other people to give us opportunities when we need to be creating our own opportunities. And I learned that quickly in this industry, because you believe in yourself, you know that you're talented, you know that you're gifted. And a lot of times there's people who are just, 1, jealous of you, or 2, just want to keep you from going to the next level in your life. And I would just tell, those who are coming up to find ways to, drive your own train vehicle and pursue your own goals and dreams, and don't sit at other people's table who don't value you. Build your own table, and you get mad respect for that. I think I get more respect for creating my own production company and doing the things that I'm doing now than just being an average actor and waiting for someone to give me that green light and spotlight. So my advice is to, don't look for that validation in other people. Validate yourself, and if people are not willing to see that potential in you, then build your own table.
Build your own table. Y'all hear that? Y'all need to build your own table so you don't have to depend on waiting for somebody else. That's great, man. We about to wrap it up and everything. So do you have anything else that's on your mind that you want people to know?
If you love what I'm doing, please feel free to go to my website. It's www.Deonte, D-E-O-N-T-E, Bolden, B-O-L-D as in dog, E-N, productions.com. It's links to all my social media. Follow me, Deonte Bolden Productions, on Facebook and Instagram, and connect with me. And it's a lot coming forth. So I also have a children's book called Differently Abled, which is an inspirational book for children with disabilities. These 4 children going into middle school, not fitting in with their peers, and just tired of being who they are and having a disadvantage and being bullied for and ridiculed for being disabled.
Now, a part of that is a part of that inspiration from your brother?
Yes, it is. One of the characters, King, in the book is inspired by my brother, and it's around Christmas time, and all the kids want gifts and toys, but they just want to be normal. They want to see life on the other side, so they go on this magical journey of seeing life on the other side, and they realize that life isn't as grand as they thought it would be, and they are different because they make a difference. So that's coming May the 18th, which is my birthday this year, so I'm excited about that.
Okay. Oh, well, that's great. You got a whole lot going on.
Thank you.
It sounds good. It sounds great. It sounds positive. And I can't wait to see more of your uprise. And everybody need to come and they need to check out the book, man. So if you're going through something, this brother's already been through it, or you know he has the experience, and you get you read into this, and it'll help you on your journey and on your travels and everything like that. So make sure y'all tap into this brother right here. And hey, we appreciate you being on here. We thank you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate this opportunity.
Yes, indeed. So once again, you let people know how they could get in touch with you.
So it's Deonte Bolden Productions on Instagram, Facebook, and I have a website called www.deonte, D-E-O-N-T-E, B as in boy, O-L-D, and Boldin Productions.com. That's all together. And when you go on the website, it'll have links to all of my social media where you can contact me. And again, I appreciate this opportunity, and let's connect.
Yes, indeed. We'll be out there at the Boldin Awards. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I look forward to seeing you.
Yes, indeed. Thank y'all for tuning in, tapping in. This is Atlanta Unplugged, and you just witnessed another dope discussion. And y'all need to like, share, comment, subscribe. And that's it. That's all. We're out of Atlanta. Peace.